Okay, so in this appendix, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to go and get Visual C++ Express Edition, and the current version of that is 2010. So you could use the Professional Edition, but it takes a long time to download and install, and you have to either pay for it, which you don't want to do, or figure out how to register it using the MSDN. So everything that we need is available in the Express version, which is a quick download and install, and you can start here to get this software product and install it on your machine. So here's the website, and this is free to everyone, not just students. And there are different versions of it. So this is one of the differences between the professional version and the Express version. You get one language at a time. And the one that we're going to use is Visual C++ 2010 Express. And if you click on that link, this is the thing that I don't like too much. They have the download for the professional version on the same page. When this page gets overloaded, like at the beginning of semester when all of the students decide to download it on the same day, this download might not work. And then because you're used to clicking on something else when something doesn't work, you'll go over there and get the professional version, and then it will expire just before an assignment is due, and all sorts of problems happen. So when you get to here, as soon as you select your language, it will either start the download or it will tell you that it's been blocked and you have to go up here and say that you're willing to download it. And that kicks you back out. So go back down, do it again. When you select the language this time, it will allow you to download it. So save that to any place. It's a tiny file, 3 megabytes. I'm just going to drop it on my desktop. Yes, that's the desktop. That's not the whole product. When you run that executable, it will then go and download the actual product and install it. So what we downloaded was a downloader and an installer. So when we run it, it says, do you want to download that from the internet? I'll say yes. Okay, now we get to the screen that says you can install it. Before I go ahead and install that, I want to point out something to you over here. It requires that you register your copy within 30 days. And here are the instructions. So we'll come back to that and we'll actually register this product. So I read that whole thing. If you have other versions of Visual Studio installed on your machine, they can cohabitate. So I, on some machines, have the professional version and the Express version. I have the 2008 and the 2005. I might have deleted all of the 2005s by now, but I keep lots of different versions so that when someone has a problem, I can go and try and reproduce it on the same version that they're using. So I try and encourage everyone to use the same one, and it's the easiest one, the most current Express version of C++. So that installation should take 10 minutes or so depending on your machine, and you should get that message that it has been installed successfully. try to ignore all the junk I have on here, but we do have Microsoft Visual Studio 2010 Express, and this is how you run it. And the rest of it works very much the same as described in the other videos. Yes, the first time you run it, it takes a couple of minutes. Don't worry, this only happens once. Okay, so what I want us to do now is to register the product with Microsoft. So let's go back to the website and follow these instructions. Okay, so under Help we have a Register Product. Oh, this will be interesting because students at Valencia all have a Windows Live account now. I think we can use our Windows Live account for this. I'm going to try it. So obtain a registration key online. Okay, so this should work. We all have in our Atlas email now, this is a Microsoft Windows Live email address, and mine is carchibald@mail.valenciacc.edu, and this is the same as my Atlas password. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that, but I'm going to. Now we're going to tell them who we are. Okay, don't use my product registration key, and the Windows, your Atlas email address is now a Windows Live email address, and we can use that for registering this Visual Studio Express. Don't use my registration key, it won't work. Okay, so now when we look under the Help menu, it shouldn't be asking us to register anymore. It seems to be thinking. Okay, so it says we have already registered. So it seemed to have kind of gone away for a few minutes. I'm getting used to that. Even though there was no indication it was doing something, I just allowed it to sit there, and now it seems to be alive again. Close the start page, make a new project. It's going to be a C++ Win32 console application, and it's going to be called Hello World. Under Application Settings, pick Empty Project. We're going to add a source file, and it will be C++ code, except when we name it, we're going to put a .c extension. Now let's type in a C program and see if it runs. Okay, so we have successfully installed Visual C++ Express. We have registered it with Microsoft using the new Atlas email address and the Atlas login password. And tested that everything is functioning the way it's supposed to by making the Hello World project.